Hey everybody. So I just talked about the New York Islanders in the Eastern Conference who have pulled into a playoff spot and are on a 6-game win streak. Now I want to talk about another team that's on a 6-game win streak, this time from the Western Conference, and it's the Vegas Golden Knights because they have completely turned their season around after the first 6 weeks or so where they really struggled this year, and they're currently in second place in the Pacific Division. So Vegas has really turned it around nicely. They're getting great goaltending from Marc-Andre Fleury. They're playing much better overall as a team, and things certainly appear to be headed in the right direction for Vegas. Vegas has played 45 games so far, so they've played more games than pretty much everyone else in the league. So other teams do have games in hand on them and could possibly catch them that way, specifically San Jose, who's only played 43. But Vegas does have 56 points, so they're not in danger of those games in hand ever costing them a playoff spot or anything like that. They do have a big enough cushion points wise to remain in the playoffs, even if a team like San Jose does catch them. Now, they're 26, 15, and 4. In their last 10 games, they're 7, 1, and 2. Like I said, they're on a 6-game win streak, and they have a goal differential of plus 17, which is always a good sign when you're on the plus side of the goal differential. So, this is a team that, a couple months ago was not in a very good place. Vegas had a really, really bad start to the year. They looked like an expansion team, and what they looked like for the first month of this season was like, it was just like, oh god, this is what they should have looked like last year, but didn't. And I was really down on Vegas. I thought that everything they did last season was just a one-off thing. They just they caught lightning in a bottle and ran with it, and now they're gonna go become the team that they really most expansion teams are, and they probably should have been, and that's a bottom feeding expansion team. But that hasn't been the case at all. They've completely turned it around after probably their first 20 to 25 games were really rough, but they've really turned it around the last month and a half or so. This is a team that now is starting to play like they did last year. Obviously, they've got their record up to where they are 11 games above 500 now. They are securely in a playoff spot in second place in the Pacific, and they look good again. They look really, really good again. I think one of the biggest catalysts for Vegas' turnaround is Nate Schmidt coming back. Nate Schmidt was suspended for the first 20 games of the season for a PED violation, and Schmidt is one of their top defensemen without a doubt. He is one of their top two defensemen, and they just really didn't look good without him. And Nate Schmidt, on any other team probably isn't a top pair defenseman on many other teams. He's more of a, probably number 3 or 4 guy. But on Vegas, and, they didn't get the chance to draft a, top elite NHL defenseman in the expansion draft because obviously all those the teams protected. So Schmidt was about as good as they could get as far as a great two-way guy to lead their defense, and he was outstanding for them last season. Really, really took off in his career and became, with the added ice time more than he was getting in Washington, and the much, much bigger role on the team, whereas in Washington he was a bottom pair defenseman. He just got launched into a top pair role in Vegas, and he just absolutely ran with it and really, had a breakout season in the NHL last year. He became a really, really important piece for Vegas, and to not have him for the first 20 games, it showed that they really missed him. They needed him in the lineup, and they did not play well without him. But then when he came back after the first 20 games, things really started to noticeably change. He just getting him back in the lineup, back in the locker room, his dynamic offensive and defensive ability on the ice, they got him back and things just began to change. And you could see the turnaround happening. They started playing better as a team. They started playing better defensively. And since Schmidt's come back, they've really taken off. And now, look at them now. They look like the Vegas team of last year. They've been really, really good the last month and a half. and they're certainly headed in the right direction. Right up there with Calgary and San Jose in the Pacific. Absolutely a playoff team this year. And Marc-Andre Fleury, once again, can't do this video without talking about him. He has been outstanding in goal once again for Vegas. He's been a top 5 goaltender again this year in the NHL, and he's just playing lights out hockey. And this team, has unlimited potential as far as how far they can go with Marc-Andre Fleury at the top of his game. We saw them go to the Stanley Cup final last year. I'm not saying they will or they won't do that again, but if Fleury continues to play at the elite top 5, almost best in the league goaltending that he has been, then it's really, there's a lot of untapped potential there, and they could go very, very deep into the playoffs once again. But again, it's going to be a very difficult road through the West. You have Winnipeg, you have Nashville, you have Colorado, you have Calgary, you have San Jose, you have Vegas. It's going to be a very, very difficult road through the Western Conference. Not saying Vegas can't do it, not saying that they will, but when you have elite level goaltending like that, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. If you can win games 2-1 rather than needing to win them 4-3 or 5-4, that comes up absolutely clutch in the playoffs. And Vegas has that elite goaltender that can absolutely lead them that all the way. So Fleury's been absolutely outstanding. Vegas as a whole has really picked it up. They've turned their season around. They're headed in the on the right track, and they're right there competing at the top of the Pacific Division again. Great in their last 10 games, 6-game win streak. This is a team that after a real bumpy start and a team that I really got down on a lot, they've completely 180'd and turned it around, which is great for them, great for their fans, and it looks like we're going to see Vegas in the playoffs again, and I think that's going to be awesome because they were a very, very fun team to watch in the playoffs last year. Their home building is absolutely electric and just an incredible experience, even on TV. I've never been there, so I don't know what it's like. I can't even imagine how incredibly awesome it is in person. But this is a team that is really headed in the right direction and look like they're gearing up for another playoff run. So we still have about half the regular season to go. We're not there yet, but at this point we get a good idea of who's good and who's not. And Vegas is once again a good team, a very good team in the NHL. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.